Hello, my name is Isabella Greene. Today I would like to discuss with you principles of advanced entity work. Those of you who have been following me for a while might remember a video that I released in February 2018 where I talked about the quantum healing hypnosis session that I took, where my highest self taught me about entity work. I actually got to practice in that session on myself and on working with different types of beings, and that was not a part of my actual work that I do now for people back then. I will put this video in the description section, so if you're interested in hearing that firsthand, then you can. But today, it's been a year since I started doing the entity work for people, and I have learned so much through the guidance of my higher self and also through the practice with the clients and through various experiences so far. And so this is what I'm here to share with you. First question, why do we get entities? Why are there so many different kinds? Well, I would refer you here to the video about why entities return. This is the same list of reasons why we get them. There are more reasons why we get them that are not listed in that video, but that would give you a general overview. We're surrounded by non-physical multidimensional life. Etheric beings are as real as anything else that we can see in the physical reality. Take a look at how many species of everything is around us, how many types of insects, how many types of plants, how many types of birds, how many types of even human beings we have, right? And each one has a non-physical aspect. So if that's happening in the physical reality, visible to us, imagine the possibilities in the non-physical reality. Another thought, that if we look at structure of things within Earth, everything feeds on something else, right? The entire structure of reality in this planet is a food chain, with human beings being the ones who eat just about everything, right? We eat snails and mushrooms and different types of animals, different types of herbs and plants. We eat everything. Human beings consume everything. So why couldn't it be the same exact way in the etheric realm too, right? So this is why we have so many different types of beings and spirits and entities, and more developed and less developed, the elemental, the ones that are more of the blobs of energy, not really much of consciousness there, you know, not really much intelligence there. The ones that are super intelligent, the ones that create walk-ins, like share their energetic form with the humans or go into the human bodies deliberately, the ones that attach. We have disincarnates as well. The amount of different types of beings that I have encountered in just 1 year of doing this work with people is innumerable. I literally cannot tell you all different types of beings that I have encountered. There are some different categories that they fall into, but every session is like a new movie for me, because the beings, the types of beings that I find, and I'm able to interview and ask them about themselves, ask them where they came from, when they came in, and also where they want to go, or where would they be happy to go. This is a big key point here. So the amount of types of beings around us that are non-visible to the human eye but are still around and very often interested, in feeding on our energy, same as human beings feed on everything else around themselves, right? So, hey, you know, it's just the system that we're living in. There's a number of 7 billion different types of spirits that are curious about having a human experience or having an experience within the human reality through the human body. Yeah, you know, there's that too. So there is necessity for food and shelter. Same like every living organism on Earth, from bacteria to human being, we're all seeking food and shelter. It's a standard survival mechanism, and so the etheric beings are seeking the same thing. They're also the types of beings that are produced and bred and directly produced for specific reasons, like they're targeted specific types of groups of population. All of that is happening too. So there's a whole variety of options here, and we're exposed to all of them. We're exposed to viruses too, we're exposed to flu as well. And so what do you do? What do you do when you get them? Well, I recommend maintaining your hygiene, your energetic hygiene, and just getting yourself checked every few months if you are noticing that the entity activity is getting out of hand. But by maintaining a high frequency lifestyle, we are able to keep ourselves clean enough for long periods of times. And I go more into this as far as how to deal and how to protect yourself and how to what kind of lifestyle to maintain in the video about why entities return. So I'll put that in the comments here for you. But let's get to the work. All right, so what the higher self taught me, and if you're interested in who my higher self is or how it works, you can watch my video, which I will also put in the comments here, how my higher self speaks about itself. And that came up in the same quantum healing hypnosis session as well. So all the information is legit. I'm fully connected to that space. And I'm not calling in, an army of angels with swords to deal with entity attachments. I was taught by the higher self to interact with each being from the place of respect, to interview them, to find out what their needs are and how we can meet their needs, so they will naturally want to get out of the human reality, of that human body, without wanting to return into this density. So I feel that the work that I'm offering not only heals the client themselves, the human being, but also assists the beings that are attached to them to find a better environment. And so we're clearing the entire environment on Earth. We're not only clearing that particular person, but we're also removing these beings and sending them where they want to go, where they like to be. And so let's take a look at that a little bit more. As I operate from the space where I can see different types of habitats for beings, I match the habitats of the beings that I find, the types of spirits that I find, with the environment that would be a little bit more high frequency. So because, if you return the beings back into the environment where they came from and attach to the humans, that makes no sense, because they're going to attach to the next available human, right? We can shoo them away, but if they were not happy in their environment before, now they're going to seek another host. But if you offer them the environment that's better than their previous environment, that gives them the sustenance and gives them the whatever they're looking, food and shelter, right? Or allows them the space to retire and rest. That's a different subject. That's the releasement of the contracts of the beings. But first level, if you offer them and transition them into the environment where they're happy, that one is gone from human experience. They're not going to be coming back seeking another host. They're done. They're happy now. They're receiving their food and shelter somewhere else. And so we make sure that assures that they're not coming back to the same person or any other person. Another level are the beings that are contracted by the dark. They work for the dark. They very often are manufactured by the dark, and they're on a service agreement. And so, from the authority of the higher self invested in me, I have the ability to release those contracts. just declare them null and obsolete, and they are free to join, either to retire, and there are different places for different types of beings that I know of by now, and I've been shown during the sessions of where to direct them so that they're happy to retire. They're just, you know, like a happy retiree on the beach having their margarita or whatever, you know, this is just a metaphor, but literally they're not coming back to torment another human. Or we can offer them an opportunity to evolve, because everything wants to evolve, and so we can offer them an opportunity to find that light. I believe that everything has the ability to evolve, and everything has the ability to find the light within themselves, the goodness within themselves. Everything has that polarity, the 50-50 split, or maybe not 50-50, but there is a piece there that is that ability to join the legions of the beings of the light. And so then these beings are transitioned into the space that is really very real. It exists. I've seen it in the sessions many times where the beings choose to not to retire, but they want to continue their service, but not serve the dark, but serve the beings of the light. And so they transition into the beings, the legions of the beings of the light. And so that is a different way of doing that. That releases the weird spirits, the strange spirits. Always find a habitat or an outcome for the spirit that they will like more than what they're doing now in the human body. I believe that this is an answer to really clear them out for good. One of the things that is a part of my method. Another thing that's a part of my method also came in during that quantum healing hypnosis session. It has to do with the my most watched video on my channel of how to exit reincarnation cycle. So when I work with disincarnates, and those are the souls who died tragically on Earth. Those are the souls who were scared to go anywhere because they believed they were too bad and they were going to hell, or because they thought there was nothing there and they're just going into blackness, or just because they were terrified, or because they had an opportunity, they saw an opportunity to jump into a nicer, better, younger body and stay on Earth. So these are the disincarnates. When working with the disincarnates, I interview each soul, and this is all happening within someone's session, right? The client comes for the session. We're not only working with the client themselves, the physical person who came for the session, we're working with each individual spirit that is attached to them, with each disincarnate soul that is present within their energy field. And so we're clearing everything universally. I feel that if I have the ability to do that, this is my job. I'm clearing the entire soul stream of every being involved and offering them a better outcome. So this is the work that I do. But with the disincarnates, I interview them. I find them and I ask them what happened to them. How did they die? We go back in time when we heal the timelines that made that person go through traumatic experiences. We heal the energetics of the body, that trauma. We clear their timeline too. And then I offer them a choice. I ask them if they want to come back to Earth, or if they want to go in any other different location, a different experience after Earth experience, or if they want to dissipate in the void. Majority of people say they want to come back to Earth. That, oh, this was fun, or I liked it, well, other than the tragic experience just recently, but yeah, I like Earth. I enjoyed Earth and I want to come back to Earth. In this case, we transition them the standard way, like we know about the way about the people who have their out-of-body experiences or near-death experiences, right? So we transition them in the same direction, in the same way. Archangel Michael is very helpful in this space, so he basically assists to bring the souls back into reincarnation cycle, and off they go, right? That's one part, and so we know that they're back into that cycle of reincarnation, they'll be back on Earth at some point again. They're the ones who remember themselves as cosmic beings and who are devastated that they have to come back to Earth. And they tell me that they stayed and attached to a different body because they didn't want to to go through that reincarnation cycle again and deal with the whole birth, rebirth, and all of that stuff. And so they're like holding on to this incarnation, waiting for something to assist them. And so that something that assists them happens to be me. In that case, a number of times I saw that we call in their galactic teams or their assistants or the teams from the places of their origin, their cosmic origin. And these teams show up in the session and receive those beings. They receive them back into that environment, and that we have to protect that environment from the forces that are trying to pull them into reincarnation cycle. And so they return back to where they came from. Oh, you know, thank God my mission is over. I'm done with this planet. I didn't like it. And so these souls go back into the place of origin, or the place from which they decided to incarnate onto Earth, the place where they now choose as a soul, choose to go to. The next level is some souls are so tired of having any incarnation experience, period. You know, they just say, hey, you know what, I just want to be energy. I just want to dissipate into the void and not have any experience or any consciousness at all. I don't want to be a human, I don't want to be a cosmic, I don't want to be an ET, I don't want to be elemental, I don't want to be anything. I just want to go back into the void. And so there's a different process for that. And we assist these beings, or I assist these beings to go into and dissipate into the void. And so they basically become, you know, that consciousness that can rest for a while and not take any sort of form or life form onto itself. So these are just a few things I wanted to share with you today. I've talked long enough for this video. If you'd like to have a session with me, you can reach me at isabellagreen.com. Please send me a session request form and I will get back to you to schedule an introductory interview. Thank you for tuning in today. I love you. Take care. Namaste.